All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music, doing it in real time for just a few real people out here, just like you there, right there, and just like me here. So, Peter Frampton has an outburst, and I agree with it. Before I talk about the great Peter Frampton, I've been listening to this guy here. This is Stephen McWhirter, and I got 2 CDs in the mail from him. If you don't know about this guy or haven't heard his story, you really should check him out. What a great singer. Just an amazing vocalist. And if you don't like the message, well, I can't help you there, but the message is as important as the music. Now, on to what I'm going to talk about here, which is Peter Frampton. It does have to do with music, so some people will be relieved that this isn't about politics or culture. So this comes courtesy of Parade Magazine. Iconic 70s rockers' shocking on-stage outburst has fans saying the same thing. Very confusing clickbait kind of title, but you know, I need to take a class in this, how to write clickbait titles. I really need to get better at this. Much like self-promotion, where I tell people, hey, buy me a coffee. Hey, Patreon, YouTube memberships, PJ Rock Super Chats. Okay. So what is so shocking about this outburst? As the man behind one of the most successful live albums of all time, because that's all we know how to talk about, just one thing. We picked the one thing the artist is most famous for, and we beat that into the ground. Frampton Comes Alive is brilliant. Peter Frampton, though, has had quite a career. Anyone remember him in the band Humble Pie? Anyone? By the way, there's another Hall of Fame potential band. They weren't super commercially successful, but that doesn't matter. If you're going to put MC5 in the Hall of Fame, anyway, Peter Frampton definitely knows a thing or two about keeping audiences entertained. And as a recent video proved, the legendary musician has no problem putting disruptive concert goers in their place, much to the delight of his more respectful fans. I love how the writing is so careful, and you've got more respectful fans, and then you've got the normal disruptive concert goers. It doesn't say normal, but this is the new normal when you go to concerts. Another reason I hate going to concerts. Now, I don't have my phone, or do I have my... No, I don't have my phone on me, but I would hold it up because this is what people do the entire time. They watch the show through a lens. Got to get a good shot here so I can upload to YouTube later. Yeah, do I like it when I see fan-filmed video on YouTube? It's interesting because at least... And then people will say to me, well, you're basing your whole analysis on someone's cell phone video. Yeah, you're right, I am. So maybe people should stop uploading it so I can't judge somebody by the horrible audio quality of it. You can't win. This whole thing, by the way, doing this every day, you on some things you just can't win. But I'm smiling because I believe in Jesus, all right? At the end of the day, it's about Christ. In a clip shared to TikTok this week, Frampton, 75, paused in the middle of a live performance to chastise audience members who were apparently talking loudly throughout a song saying, "Pay attention." Now, why did they put Frampton's age in here? Are they saying it's just the older people that get a little cranky when you've got disruptive concert goers, as they're saying here? Is it just because the guy's old and they want to make sure that people know that he's old so they can attribute to, you know, his age? Or I don't know, but yeah, they have to put his age in there. I don't think the age thing is relevant here. I think I would say this. Peter is from a different generation where people would go to concerts and they'd listen. They'd sit there and listen. Maybe they would jump up and down a little bit. Maybe they would cheer. Maybe they would clap. Maybe they would finish smoking their doobies. I don't know, but they would not be disruptive. And no, I didn't smoke any of those things. So, but he went on to say, pay attention. Frampton, like the school teacher, pay attention. I don't want to see you talking in class. Or he said, talking all the time. Now, yeah, I mean, people carry on these conversations. I've been next to people where I'm like, all right, so are you guys here as like, this is like a social activity and there's this concert going on, but you've got more important things to talk about, how your kids are mean to you, how they don't come and visit you, or whatever it is you're going to talk about for like an hour and 45 minutes, right? Because that's typically like 90 minutes. It's just nonstop blah, blah, blah. Just, wow. I've been to concerts where that has happened. So this isn't very far off here. Then he went on to say, why'd you come? Just go somewhere else. This is like when people hate what I do and they show up here. And I'm like, well, why are you watching then? If you disagree with everything I'm saying and you don't like me, why are you here? He says, you're bleeping me off. And it's a word that is spelled P-I-S-S-I-N-G. That's not good. I try to keep it a little family friendly, but I think, you know, I've probably said that word on occasion. People are putting it in the title of their videos. I think Rick Beato had one said. Commenters were quick to praise Frampton for the way he dealt with the situation. Commenters. They have the honor and privilege of seeing Peter Frampton, and they talk the whole time. This is true. The commenters are right. Wow, one person wrote with the second social media user, because they're all users. It's like a drug. That's why they call them users. You notice that? Are you a user? What are you using? Man, I can't kick TikTok. I'm totally using. Another social media user calling noisy audience members their number one pet peeve. Boy, that's a real put down. You're a pet peeve. Used to have pet rocks. Now we have pet peeves. I don't know. That was bad. It must have been really bad for him to react like that. I've seen him in concert and he's pretty chill. Peter Frampton does not love their way. Ha ha. Every day, another fan quipped. As someone else joked, Frampton comes alive. Considering Frampton has been playing music live on stage for over 50 years, he's surely dealt with his share of unruly crowds over the course of his career. In an interview, Frampton reflected on his rapid ascent to megastardom, recalling the moment he realized Frampton Comes Alive was going to change his life. And they go on to talk about Peter Frampton here. Yeah, so they're focusing on Frampton Comes Alive. But yeah, it's his most iconic work, but he's known for a lot of other great music, which most of it, by the way, has been focus tested out of playlists. And even Frampton Comes Alive, which when I worked in the classic rock business at a classic rock radio station, we played almost the entire album. We did. And now it's like they play like two songs. Baby, I Love Your Way is like the most overplayed. Great song, but the whole thing is a masterpiece. And, you know, people should probably listen to some other Peter Frampton work. He's got some great hidden gems. There's a tune, by the way, from the 80s called Lying. Go look that up by Peter Frampton. Lying came out like 87, 88 in that time frame. One of his best songs ever. Really kind of right in that time period. I never hear that on classic rock stations, and people would love to hear that song again. All right, just putting it out there from a programming standpoint. All right, before I go, Stephen McWhirter, he's not giving me money to promote this or anything like that. I just have this in my collection now, ordered it, and have been listening to this guy, and what a great singer, songwriter, lover of Jesus Christ, and it's triply cool. that he can sing, he can write, and he loves the Lord. So those are all great attributes, and I will continue to promote stuff like this now and then. I'm kind of being pulled in all different directions. I like the old music. I like some of the new stuff that's out there. I like some of the stuff that is on Christian radio. It's just whatever mood I'm in, I guess, at the time. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching. God bless. And, if you're going to go to a concert, you should probably just watch the show.